All right, artists, you have now received some pottery equipment, some clay, and some tools. Now, I have not provided you with everything that we had in classroom, so you might have to make do with other items at your disposal. Perhaps you can find some kind of a cloth to roll out clay with. You could also use a rolling pin that you have or a piece of PVC pipe that you may have for rolling it out, or you could do it this slap down method to kind of create a slab. These next three projects are, for the most part, slab related. So you've got some tools and some clay, and do your best with what you have at your disposal. This may be a time where we really do some real learning in the area of problem solving. So this project is one of three projects. You only have to do two. Previously, the previous semester that I taught this, students did two of the three slab projects. This one is the house, dwelling, or abode. The other one is the nesting, and then the other one is an object, some sort of realistic object that you're recreating in clay. So pick two of the three to create. You can do more than that if you want. If you've got clay enough to spare, we've got a little time on our hands with being in quarantine. So here's the first one called the house, dwelling, or abode, and you're creating some sort of a home or dwelling. So you interpret it. And now that you're in Pottery 2, I'm looking for you to be driving your own decisions here. Um, you are wanting to explore your own creative interests. So I'm giving you some freedom, which I hope that you utilize. All right, here is a gallery of this slideshow I took from another teacher who created these houses, and they're actually lanterns where the home comes up off the base, and you put like a little lamp or a candle in there to light it, and they're kind of cool. So this slideshow kind of shows her steps in creating a interesting lamp. So yours does not have to be a lamp. This can be what you choose. So these were just some cool, varied examples of her own students' work. So we've got all kinds of little cottages or little gnome homes, um, little grassy huts and things like that, or little cabins or castles. So you interpret it in your way. These are some finished examples that I kind of threw together that are kind of interesting. So you are being creative and coming up with your own version. All right, step one is to plan. So I would create out of paper the side walls, the flooring, and those pieces that you created. It's similar to the slab box that we made last year. We created pieces. You may want to sketch out your plan and kind of create a floor plan and things like that, and then make the paper templates for each side. This is not a step that I say you must do, but I would do. You really want to figure it out on paper. Paper is disposable. Retry. When you're making stuff out of clay, you may find that you're getting a little frustrated, and you definitely want to um, plan it out. All right, so create um, your pieces, roll out your slabs, find a cloth and a rolling pin that you can use. Use a ruler or some sort of straight edge to kind of create your edges. You may stack these somewhere. Just, I think one thing with slabs you have to be really cautious of is that they do want to curl sometimes. So you may want to flip it over or put a little bit of weight on them as they are kind of firming up. You basically want to make your slabs first and give them about an hour or so, or wrap them up. You can use any plastic bags that you have at your disposal and let them get a little bit near a leather hard when you're going to assemble. And here are some examples of the assembly process. filling and put it together. This is more of an intricate plan, so you may want to go this route or not. Remember to score and slip. Slabs are ones that want to pull away and crack at the seams, so make sure that you score and slip. Now, I did not provide many of you with slip, so you're going to want to either just really moisten some clay up or make your own out of some of the clay that you have there. It's basically clay and water. Thin it out or spray it with water. Or use like a little paintbrush and some water and just kind of get some nice slurry right on the surface there. All right, so in this case, they made this and cut the bottom off so that it would fit on there as a lantern. And you're welcome to do this. It's kind of a cool idea. They created a little lip for the lantern to sit on and added those, as you can see here. Some of these are pretty creative. Now, another thing I want to warn you about too is slabs. Once you have created it and put it together, the clay is shrinking, and so I do find with this project, especially if you've gone a little bit larger, you want to kind of let it dry out slowly. So once you've assembled, I would begin the process of just having it loosely wrapped and then slowly let it dry out, maybe draping a newspaper over it and letting it dry out. Just let it dry out slowly. Perhaps put it on a board so that when you're transporting it back to school, or in a box, so that when you're transporting it back to school, you don't bump it or break it. And if you want to keep it kind of wet until you bring it to school, that would work too. I'll be letting them dry out a little bit and then firing them. So that's little things. So another little thing is if it's got, like in this case, a, a chimney and other small appendages, those dry out faster than the rest. So you kind of want to wrap those and let the rest of it dry out and then unwrap them as it progresses to dry. All right, so we're going to let them dry completely and bring them to school when we have the designated day to bring it back, and then we'll fire them. Here are some examples. And in their case, they put wax resist where they were going to put the, oftentimes you want to fire a lid right on so that if there's shrinkage at all, they shrink kind of evenly together. And then we'll get some underglaze or glaze, however you want to do it, and begin with that process. Here's some more examples. And then we'll do the final glaze firing. Hopefully this is all going to work out and we'll have some drop-off days and some pickup days. All right, here's some student examples that I have had in previous years. Really cool ideas. Like I mentioned, you do you. Find things that are interesting to you, a specific place or a memory or a cabin or a little home or maybe something that, fits you. So here are some more examples of some previous student artwork. All right, that's the end of this one. Be sure to look for the other demo videos. I will be doing these slides with the other two projects as well. And remember that you only have to do 2 of the 3 projects. See you soon.